Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. You know, we got this piece, Hymn 28, and wow, it's really got me thinking. It's not just a poem, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a whole guide to...
A roadmap.
Yeah, roadmap to like spiritual growth and finding this eternal essence.
You got it.
Which is like a pretty big concept.
Yeah, and you know what strikes me about Hymn 28 is it doesn't waste any time.
Right.
It's not messing around.
Gets right to it.
Gets right to it.
Yeah.
It says to truly understand life, we gotta go deeper.
Deeper than the surface level.
Way deeper than the surface.
Yeah.
And look inward. Like really look inside.
Right from the start, too.
Oh, yeah.
The first verse of Hymn 28, it talks about this person who's like totally over all the arguments. Like they're
Beyond it all.
Beyond it all, yeah. Like they found this peace
Inner peace.
that most of us are still searching for.
Big time. So how do we get there in this crazy world?
That's the $1 million question, right?
Yeah.
It's tough, especially these days.
Totally.
But Hymn 28 seems to suggest that we got to start by realizing that real understanding, it's not about winning arguments.
Right.
It's not about proving you're right.
It's not like...
It's about shifting that focus inward.
Okay.
And finding that stillness.
The inner stillness.
In the middle of all the chaos.
I mean, that's easier said than done.
For sure, it's a challenge.
But, you know, conflicts anxieties.
It's part of being human.
Right. So how do we... How do we actually apply this idea of renouncing arguments?
Right. Good question.
Like, does that mean we just, like...
Avoid everything?
Avoid everything.
I think the key here is in the word worldly.
Okay.
It's not about becoming passive or avoiding all conflict.
Okay.
It's more about recognizing which battles are actually worth fighting.
Okay, so...
And which ones are just draining us.
Choosing your battles.
Yeah, and keeping us from that peace we're after. So it's not just about, like, avoiding conflict altogether.
It's about mastering how you react to it.
Yeah. So, like, building that inner strength.
Building up that resilience so you can stay centered.
Yeah, even when everything's crazy around you.
Exactly. Okay, so then the hymn introduces this figure.
Okay.
The supreme teacher.
Okay.
Who embodies truth and bestows grace.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Hymn 28 says straight up, we can't understand this teacher or their teachings through superficial means.
Like, what do you make of that?
It's pretty profound, right?
Yeah.
It's like saying you're not going to find all the answers
in a textbook.
In a textbook or on Google.
Yeah.
There's a deeper level of understanding here.
That's only accessible a different way.
Totally. A different approach.
So Hymn 28 is challenging us to go beyond just like facts and knowledge.
It's like, don't just learn about it, experience it.
Right, like really experience it.
Feel it.
But like how? What does that even look like?
Well, it doesn't give us like step-by-step instructions.
Right.
But it does give us clues.
Okay.
Like this idea of a unifying essence.
Yeah.
That underlies everything.
Okay, I like what?
Think of it like a tapestry.
Okay.
With all these different threads.
Like different colors, textures.
Yeah, all woven together.
Okay, so on the surface we see all these different things.
Forms, expressions.
Yeah, but underneath
it all,
there's this single force.
The unifying force that connects everything.
This eternal essence.
That's it, the substance of all things.
And Hymn 28 is saying connecting to this is key.
Yeah, it's key to understanding ourselves and the world around us.
Okay, so we've got this supreme teacher.
Right.
This call to go beyond just surface level learning.
Yeah.
And this idea of an eternal essence.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is. Where do we even begin?
Well, Hymn 28 gives us some paths.
Okay.
To help us on this journey.
Okay.
One of them, kind of surprisingly, leads us straight into nature.
Oh, yeah, there's that verse about the truth of nature shining forth, but how does that...
Yeah.
How does nature help us connect to this essence?
That's where we'll pick up next time.
Ooh, a cliffhanger.
Hymn 28 gives us a very specific way of looking at nature.
Okay.
That might surprise you.
So we were just talking about how nature can help us connect with this eternal essence.
Right.
It's like a pretty deep idea.
It is.
Could you, like, break that down a little more?
Sure. So the hymn doesn't just tell us to go for a walk in the woods.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It challenges us to look at nature with new eyes.
With new eyes.
Yeah, to see beyond the surface.
Okay.
And recognize the deeper truth it reveals.
Like what kind of truth?
Well, Hymn 28 talks about nature revealing its true nature. So it's like there's more to it.
More than just what we see.
Than meets the eye, yeah.
Okay.
It's not just pretty trees and flowers.
It's deeper.
Yeah, it's a reflection of this unifying force.
This eternal essence.
The eternal essence we've been talking about.
Okay, so instead of just looking at the beauty of it, we should be looking for deeper meaning.
In the patterns of nature, in the processes.
Okay.
Exactly. Think about like an ecosystem, how everything is connected.
Yeah.
The cycle of birth, death, and renewal.
Right.
These aren't just scientific facts.
There's something more to them.
Yeah, they're reflections of the underlying principles.
Like governing the universe.
Yeah, governing all of existence.
Which are connected to this essence.
And Hymn 28 suggests that these principles are directly connected to this eternal essence.
So it's like nature is embodying these principles.
It's a living embodiment of them.
And by watching it, we get to understand them.
We're not just learning about nature.
Yeah.
We're getting a glimpse into the fabric of reality.
Okay.
And Hymn 28 seems to be saying that this understanding,
this experience of the eternal essence,
this direct experience is key for spiritual growth.
Okay, so it's not enough to just read about it.
Not enough to just think about it.
We have to experience it.
Feel it, yeah, viscerally.
Okay, but how do we make that leap from just observing nature to like actually experiencing this essence?
Right, how do we get there?
Is it meditation?
It could be.
Contemplation?
Yeah, it could be all those things.
Okay.
But Hymn 28 points to another powerful way.
Okay.
Uniting in love.
Oh yeah, that verse.
Yeah.
About uniting in true love.
And rejoicing in the blessings that come with it.
Yeah, but what kind of love are we talking about here?
I don't think it's limiting us to one specific kind.
Okay.
It could be romantic love.
Yeah.
The love between family members.
Okay.
Even the love we feel for humanity as a whole.
So expanding our capacity for love.
Beyond our little circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even more importantly, I think, recognizing that love itself is an expression of this eternal essence.
Wow.
It's the force that connects us.
Connects all of us.
Allows us to move beyond our individual egos and experience unity with something bigger.
So when we love, we're tapping into that same force.
That same unifying force.
That we see reflected in nature.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And Hymn 28 suggests that this experience of love, this connection, brings joy and blessings.
So cultivate love and you'll experience true happiness.
That's what it's saying.
It's amazing how it ties all these ideas together.
It is.
Renouncing arguments, connecting with nature, experiencing love.
That's all pointing towards
deeper understanding.
A deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe.
And it doesn't stop there.
No, it keeps going.
It gives us advice on how to get there.
Practical advice, yeah.
Like how to cultivate the qualities we need.
The inner qualities.
Through this journey.
I'm talking about the verse that says to soften the heart.
Yeah.
And reflect deeply.
So it's like, okay, you've learned from nature.
You've opened your heart.
Yeah.
Now it's time to go inward.
And integrate it all. Exactly.
It's like Hymn 28 is guiding us through this transformation.
Yeah, we start by looking outward.
Connecting with the world.
And then we bring that awareness back to ourselves.
Oh, look at ourselves.
Our thoughts, feelings, motivations.
But what does reflect deeply actually look like?
Right, is it sitting on a mountaintop meditating?
Yeah, for hours.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Reflection can be a lot of things.
Oh, okay.
It could be just taking a few minutes to sit quietly.
Okay.
And just observe your breath.
Yeah.
Or writing down your experiences.
Journaling.
Yeah, journaling.
So it's about creating space.
Creating that space for introspection.
To become more self-aware.
That's it.
And then the insights will come naturally.
And as we do this, Hymn 28 suggests...
What happens?
Something amazing happens.
What?
Our hearts soften.
Okay.
Our perspectives shift. We see the world differently.
With more compassion.
With more clarity and compassion.
So it's like all those layers we put up.
Yeah, those layers of judder.
They start to fall away. Yeah. And we see the truth of who we are in this transformation.
Yeah.
It's not just for us.
Okay.
It affects everyone around us.
So the more peaceful we are, the more peaceful the world becomes.
It's all connected.
And that brings us back
full circle
to renouncing worldly arguments.
Exactly, by finding inner peace.
Yeah.
We won't get caught up in those external conflicts.
It's like Hymn 28 is giving us the blueprint.
A blueprint for a better life.
A more meaningful life.
Not about escaping the world.
Yeah.
But about engaging with it.
But in a better way.
With more awareness.
Yeah.
Compassion, inner strength.
This has been an amazing journey.
Yeah.
Hymn 28 is so much more than just a poem.
Yeah.
It's a guidebook.
Full of wisdom.
For spiritual growth.
Yeah. And it's still relevant today.
So as you go about your day,
Keep those key principles in mind.
Inner peace, connecting with nature.
Cultivating love, reflecting deeply.
These will help you through life.
Yeah, with more grace and awareness.
So you were saying that hymn 28 gives us like a specific practice.
Yeah.
To help us soften our hearts.
Right. It encourages us to reflect.
Okay, reflect deeply.
Yeah, suggesting that looking inward is really important.
Not just to understand the teachings, but to understand ourselves.
Yeah, it's interesting how reflection seems to be the final step.
Yeah.
Look, we expand our awareness with nature.
Okay.
We open our hearts through love.
Yeah.
And then finally...
we turn inward.
Yeah, we turn inward and process everything.
We integrate it all.
Exactly. It's like this process of transformation.
Okay.
We start by looking out at the world.
Yeah, connecting with it.
And then we bring that awareness back in.
We look at ourselves.
Our thoughts, our feelings, our motivations.
Okay, but what does that actually look like?
Right.
To reflect deeply.
Does it mean we have to meditate for hours?
On a mountaintop?
Not necessarily.
Oh.
It can take different forms.
Oh.
It could be just taking a few minutes each day
Okay.
to sit quietly.
Yeah.
Observe your breath.
Okay.
You could write about your experiences.
Like journaling.
Exactly, journal.
So it's about creating that space.
That inner space.
To be introspective.
To become more self-aware.
And then the insights will come.
And as we do this, hymn 28 suggests something pretty amazing happens. Our hearts soften.
Okay.
Our perspectives shift.
We see things differently.
Yeah, with more clarity.
And compassion.
And compassion.
It's like those walls we build up.
Yeah, the judgment come down.
They melt away.
And we see who we really are.
And this transformation, it affects more than just us.
Yeah.
It ripples outward.
To others.
To our relationships.
So the more peaceful we are inside,
Yeah.
the more peaceful the world around us becomes.
It's all connected.
And that takes us back.
Full circle.
To renouncing those worldly arguments.
Exactly.
The more inner peace we have. Yeah. The less likely we are to get caught up in those external conflicts.
It's like hymn 28 is giving us a whole new way to live.
A blueprint for a more meaningful life.
Yeah, not about escaping from the world.
But engaging with it differently.
With more awareness.
More compassion.
Inner strength.
Yeah, this deep dive has been incredible.
I know, hymn 28, it's really powerful.
It's more than just a poem.
It's like a guidebook.
For life.
So as you go about your day...
remember those key principles.
Yeah, inner peace, connecting with nature.
Cultivating love.
Reflecting deeply.
Use these tools to navigate life.
With more grace and awareness.
And don't forget to revisit hymn 28.
Yeah, see what new insights you discover.
Until next time.